Grace and peace, grace and peace. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. Let's get at it. Let's get to it. Welcome, everybody. This is a late night live stream. I've not done this before. This is well past my bedtime. So it's all good, though. I'm looking forward to this. I said I want to give some respect out to the people that watch this channel that are not on Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to just go ahead and do this for everybody. So this is for my people that are on the West Coast Avengers. This is for my people in Australia. Good gracious. I got people watch this channel from Singapore and from South Africa. Man, you know what? Shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you so very much for stopping by on this evening. Now, if you're familiar with this channel, we've talked a lot about what's going on with the Fani Willis situation. And that's, that definitely has a lot of value. However, one of the things that's come up is that Fani Willis, as it relates to her doing her job, what she's paid for, what she's paid by the people of Fulton County to do, that is really found lacking. And you may not have heard of Representative Misha Mainor, who is a state representative here in Georgia, who had a horrible instance where she was being stalked by someone. And sadly, she thought that she was getting assistance. She thought she was going to be getting help from the DA, thought she was getting help from the judicial system. And lo and behold, they let her down. Thankfully, nothing has happened to her physically, but is a wonderful example. And this one is really staggering because, again, Fani Willis is the face of feminism. She's the face of, all Black women. She's getting awards, this, that, and the other, and she's not doing her job. Now, we can get into the tall weeds about the jail. We can get into the tall weeds about backlog of cases and so on and so forth. But this is the face of a case that demonstrates and points out just how horrible and deplorable it is that Fani Willis is not doing her job, not to the way that the people of Fulton County really require and are asking from her. So this case is really starting to get some legs. This case is really starting to get some traction under it. I've seen lots of people discuss it. Yesterday, we looked at the press conference that Representative Mainor did. It was very telling. I do want to let you know that I cut the video short because I couldn't find, because the impact statements from the three guests that she had on the roster with her, the video cut out. I found the full video. So I had the full video. And at the end, if you would like, we'll go ahead and watch the end of that. Just those three impact statements from the dad whose son has been in the Fulton County Jail for 5 years, from the person that's responsible and a representative for the homeless community in Fulton County, and then that young man who was assaulted and ended up getting charged with the assault and has a felony on his record because of it, and Fulton County will do nothing to help him out. If you want to, we'll pull those up at the end. I have them queued up, ready to go, so we can look at them, because it's really interesting. And I thought that would be something, maybe, because I cut it short yesterday because I had the wrong video, but I found the right video today. So grace and peace. Thank y'all so much for that. But before we get too far, I do want to give just a little, first of all, if you're new, my name is Jason. I live here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a Christian man that likes to talk about social commentary and such like that from a from a Christian male perspective. So I appreciate you stopping by. And I like to do these live streams. I don't know much about law. I know how to read and I have a comprehension level. So we just really are just taking this apart and kind of looking at it and making sure we understand it. I hope that soon I will be having some other legal minds stopping by to give their 2 cents. And hopefully that'll be real soon. So hopefully we can see that. But I want to thank you so much for stopping by. And if you don't mind, I got 17, 18 people that have stopped by already so far. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you find value in this. So if you don't mind, if you could, down in the chat, just let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. Something's wrong with YouTube? Oh, wow. Okay. I just saw that somebody saying something's wrong with YouTube. Wow. Okay. Well, you all know I'm here in Georgia, so I'm actually in Atlanta. So when I say Atlanta must be stopped, I mean that. I saw the traffic today. The traffic had stopped, so there was some pretty bad traffic today. We gotta get better with that. But where are you from? Let me know in the chat where you all are from. This is an interactive live stream. I love for you all to interact. Give me your 2 cents. Let me know what you're thinking. Feel free to add commentary and such like that. The moderators are here just to keep everything moving in the right direction. So I thank you all to the moderators. And by the way, thank you all so much to you all for being a part of the best live chat in the world. And I mean that. This is the best live chat in the world. And I thank y'all for being a part of it. So thanks so much. So there's a reporting of an outage, really, in YouTube? That is crazy. Now, that one I've never heard of before. Yeah, but let me know where you all are from. Let me know where you're clocking in from before we get too far afield, because we got a lot to read tonight. Not to read, but just to kind of scan over. And I'm going to leave the links to everything that we're going to be scanning over tonight. I'm going to leave the links to that all in the description below as well. Let me grab that right now and put it in here for y'all. All right. Oh, that's right. Gossip Chameleon is right up the street and around the corner a little bit. All right. Here is the link to that. I also put it in the description for this video so y'all can check it out as well if you would like to see. I think I already put it in here. I did not. And there it is. This is not. There we go. And it is there for you. If you would like to follow along, this is the article. This is the complaint that Representative Mainor issued. And I want to just kind of go over, just kind of give you my little 2 cents. But she explains a lot of what was going on as it relates to the stalker that was stalking her attempts to find relief from the police department, find relief through the judicial and legal system, and lo and behold, they let her down. It's pretty wild. So I appreciate y'all so much for stopping in. Let's get this thing going. All right, y'all. I think I got my eCam doing the right thing. Let's see. No, that's the video for later. All right, that's the impact statements for later. All right, I got it. There we go. Let's go. All right. So what we have here, ladies and gents, is the Superior Court complaint from, as you see, from Misha Mainor. And it's to the Fulton County Ethics Board. All right. So this is the complaint that she has against, again, Marvin Arrington, as well as Fonnie Willis. So she's being an equal opportunity hand slapper. Now, I do want to point out something right here. This was filed on the 2nd of April. So I think earlier, now this is a complaint with the Ethics Board. It's not a lawsuit, but rather just a complaint and such like that. So it's not a situation that necessarily is going to go to court, as far as I understand it, but you do file your complaints with the Superior Court. And I do want to make sure that that's noted right there at the top. Now let us continue. Let's check this thing out. What is going on? There is a complaint here. What is the complaint? Comes down now, Misha Mainor, plaintiff by the Thorough Council of Record to redress the deprivations of the defendant acting upon the color of state law of certain rights secured by the plaintiff is as alleged herein under the United States Constitution and 42, all that legal jazz right there. It's basically saying, I'm coming to y'all because I need some help from y'all. That's what it means. So let's get down to who are these people. So we know that this is in the jurisdiction. She lives in the jurisdiction, as well as the defendant is in the jurisdiction. Who is she? Who are the parties at discussion here? Misha Mainor. Okay, we know that Misha Mainor is one of the persons. Okay, then next we know that it's Fulton County. Then we get into the deep weeds of not only she's going to say it's Fulton County DA's office, it's Marvin Arrington, it's Fonnie Willis. She let them all know everybody's going to be called on the carpet about this thing. It is wild. All right, let's keep it going. I did think this was interesting. I don't, and I'm a pre-K law student. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. All I know is there are a lot of parties involved in this. She done brought them all, everybody getting called out. I think the maid is getting called out. The person that fixed the coffee in there is getting called out. The janitor, everybody getting called out. All right. And she's just letting them know, like, these are the people that have done something wrong and where they're located and where you can find them. Summation of that. But let us continue, because this is where it gets real interesting. I probably need to bring out As the Peach Rots. You know what? I haven't brought As the Peach Rots. Let's do that.
As the Peach Rods. In this gripping second season, we delve deeper into the heart of Georgia, in a state where the odor of mendacity lingers in the air. Our intrepid team of chat room investigators is on a mission to peel.
All right, we got to redo that. That did not work right, Jason. Let's try that again. All right, we're going to go back here. I tell you, man, I am trying my best. I am fighting tooth and nail to learn how to use this eCam correctly. Okay, here I am.
Welcome back to Season 2 of As the Peach Rods. In this gripping second season, we delve deeper into the heart of Georgia, in a state where the odor of mendacity lingers in the air. Our intrepid team of chat room investigators is on a mission to peel back the layers of deceit and uncover the truth. From backroom deals to embezzlement scandals, no stone is left unturned in our pursuit of justice. But as tensions rise and alliances shift, who can be trusted in the Peach State? Join us for a season ripe with drama, where even the fruit isn't safe from corruption, because sometimes the juiciest scandals are right under your nose.
Grace and peace. Thank you so much for that. By the way, that is, if you like that kind of work, this is from We Watch YouTube. And We Watch YouTube has been a faithful supporter of the channel, strong, committed supporter, and they've done a great job of helping me out. And they did those if you like those videos, We Watch YouTube did those. And by the way, I do want to give another shout out. Is running across the ticker because I forgot. The last time I did a live stream, which was yesterday, right when I got done, I got notified that Glenda L had sent me a very generous, a very kind gift through my Buy Me a Coffee. So I said, man, I didn't realize it. And literally my phone dinged when I got offline, that when I got off the live. So I'm going to name Glenda this stream sponsor tonight. So Glenda is our sponsor for the evening. So could y'all do me a favor to keep the energy high as we get ready to jump into this? Can y'all type Glenda in the chat? Let's type Glenda. Let's just give her a little bit. I don't know if she's here, but I do want to just give her a little shout out. So can we just hit Glenda up as I get ready to pull this complaint back in? Let's get it going. All right. All right, let's see. We got this right, Jason. Come on. Darn it. Almost. All right, go back right here. And it's still the wrong one, Jason. I tell you, boy. Thank y'all so much. What's up, Shara? Shara, is this the right time now? Is this the right time? I'm staying up late for Shara. Why was Fonnie on that bookcase like that? What bookcase? Oh, my gosh. All right, why is this not? I just literally just had the article. Why it was not open back up? There we go. All right, that was crazy. All right, let's get this thing down. Hey, the thing I found really interesting about this, thank y'all so much for shouting out, Glenda. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. The thing I really found interesting, and I will get to any of your comments and such like that. Okay, I got to pull this back up. All right, Shara said this is much better. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, don't let it be said that Dear Woke Christian don't help the people out. I'm listening to the folk. I'm trying to give the people what they need. So one of the things I found super interesting is that every time I've heard Misha Mainor explain her trials and tribulations dealing with a stalker, she's told the story and it sounds very similar each time she's told it. And here she literally delineates, like step upon step, what happened. It was crazy. So let us get going. And remember, she's seeking assistance from a Black woman to support her. I'm like, why are you not doing this? So let's go. The statement of facts. Underlying criminal case in which plaintiff Mainor is the victim. Plaintiff Mainor, of course, is a state representative of Georgia House of Representatives in 2019. Mainor, I'm just going to say Mainor, not to keep saying plaintiff Mainor, ran a campaign for election seat that she now holds. So she was successful in winning. In January 2019, Mainor hired Mr. Corwin Munson as campaign volunteer. All right, keep it going. Now, I do think it's interesting they said hired and volunteer. So I don't know if that's and maybe it was a paid position, or maybe it was just a truly a volunteer position, and they use the term hired in it. But let's keep going down to step 12. Prior to working on plaintiff's Minor's campaign together, Mainor and Munson were associates in several years and had many friends in common. Okay, so they know each other, or they knew of each other, so on and so forth. Makes sense. I'm sure that I would probably, if I were running for office, I would probably hire somebody that was doing that I knew from school or whatever like that. Wait, hold on. Is that AV? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I know I just said I was going to wait to the end to talk about comments, but I got AV to the seventh power in the building. Good to see you. Grace and peace, AV. Thank you so much for the super chat too, by the way. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate what you do, AV. I really do. And that means a lot. Thank you. Y'all, shout out AV up in the chat. What is going on? That is an honor. Thank you so much. One day, I need to know what AV to the seventh power is, but you don't have to tell me now. I need to find that out. We're going to have to we have to figure that one out. Good to see you. Thank you so much. So I don't think it's uncommon for, if I were running for political office, it is a guarantee that one or two or four of my Morehouse brothers are going to be involved in my political campaign. So that's not unheard of. And so if I know Eric is the one that knows everybody. So of course, if I know Eric and he knows 25 other people, they're going to probably somehow or another be associated with my campaign. That makes sense to me. All right. Here it comes, though. This is where it gets interesting. Let's go to 13. Munson assured Mainor that he could help her get elected to her desired position. So he's like, look, I got the inside scoop. I can get you in. Okay. All right, sure. But thankfully she didn't fall for that. But let's keep it going. Here it comes. However, on February 2019, again, this is before Fonnie Willis takes office in DA. Takes the role of DA. So I really want you to keep that in mind, because when you hear people talk about like Governor Kemp signed that bill here in Georgia because of Fonnie, that's not the case. This was already in the works well before Fonnie. Now, Fonnie will fall under its purview and under its sway, but it wasn't written because of her. It was written before her. Let's keep going. Plaintiff Mainor, let's just say Mainor, was forced to terminate Munson from his volunteer position after witnessing his unruly, belligerent behavior. Now, I don't know what she saw, but I saw some rap music that Mainor put out, that Munson put out. It was probably better for her to sever ties with him. If that's indicative of the behavior that she saw, and I'm not saying that just because you do rap music, I'm not going to hold you accountable for rap lyrics, but I'm just saying his behavior in that song, like, yo, you were on somebody's campaign? And that's kind of suspect. But look what happened at 15. Point 15. Mr. Munson began to stalk Mainor after she fired him. Now, I have a wife and I have two daughters, and I am nervous to think that they would ever be victims of stalking. And to hear what this woman put up with is pretty out of pocket. I have a rising high school senior, I have a rising ninth grader, and I can't imagine what one would go through to know that somebody is stalking them. And I know yesterday when we watched the press conference and we heard her talk about things like the stalker will send you money on Cash App and he'll show up at your job and call your house. That's crazy. Most men, just to be honest with you, most guys don't have to put up with that. Now, I'm not saying guys don't get stalked. All I'm saying is most guys don't have to put up with that. Nobody's stalking me, thank God. But the idea that a man will not take no, or would not be cool with the fact that your advances have been shot down and now you're going to stalk this person, that is craziness. But let us keep going. Specifically, Munson would show up uninvited at campaign events. He joined plaintiff's church, and he would even sit outside of her home. That's 16 right there. That is, I don't even know what to do. I'm telling you right now, please don't stalk anybody at my church. I'm telling you right now, there's more bullets in my church than there are people. I'm telling you right now. They believe in carrying and Smyrna Press. I'm just telling you. All right, let's keep this going. 17. Munson also called plaintiff's Mainor from several different numbers and left her several voicemails. Munson later turned these voicemails into a song. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it, but what I did find was pretty low brow. So I can only imagine, like, you took the voicemail messages and turned them into a song. That's craziness. Oh, by the way, because I know you all are intrepid researchers, if anyone runs across the actual jailhouse recording between this man, Corwin Munson, and Marvin Arrington, hook your boy up. I would love to hear. I've heard clips of it, and the clips I've heard were pretty bad, but I like to hear the context of things and give people the benefit of understanding fully what they were talking about. What I heard was pretty bad, but if you do find that, the full version, not just the clips on like Fox News or WGN, but if you find the full version, could you hook me up? I would love it. All right, let's keep this going. Munson admitted that he was in love with plaintiff, this is 18, with Mainor, and even showed up at her home once and proposed to her in front of her minor children. That's got to be scary. That has got to be scary. I don't wish that on any woman. I don't. I don't wish that on any woman. Although 19, although Mainor and Munson had known each other for several years, they had never had a romantic relationship. End of day. That's it. No, you can't just impose yourself into a relationship. No, keep going. In June 2019, again, we're still not even to 2020 yet, Munson was cited for criminal trespass after coming to Mainor's home and refusing to leave her property. And if I'm not mistaken, I might be crazy. I think this man was actually married. I think he was. I could be wrong. This is bananas. And again, this woman is experiencing this, and she goes to the proper legal steps and would expect somebody like Marvin Arrington, somebody like Fonnie Willis to be doing the right thing to protect her. Oh, and by the way, she was still a Democrat at this point. She's still a Democrat. So they weren't even protecting their own. Man, come on. Come on now. That's wild. All right, 21. In August 2019, Mainor filed a temporary protective order against Munson. A judge granted plaintiff of the temporary the TPO against Munson. In September 2019 and September 2020, Munson was arrested for violating it. He was arrested twice for this. This dude, this is creep town. Oh, this is some creepy stuff. Look, ladies, my heart goes out to you. I don't want to make light of that at all, because I can only imagine what that's like. I cannot even begin to fathom what it's like to be in this situation. My heart goes out to Mainor and any woman that's had to deal with this. This is crazy. In September 2020, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, the DA's office, indicted Mr. Munson for aggravated stalking for violating the Mainor's TPO. In January 2021, the DA's office indicted Mr. Munson for a second aggravated assault charge, of which plaintiff Mainor was the victim. For the two cases, Munson was facing up to 20 years in prison. Listen, look at that. He was facing up to 20 years in prison for stalking and aggravated stalking. So how many years did he spend? Jason, did he get to spend, 10 years, 12 years of that? How many years did he spend? Stay tuned. Let's keep going. 24. On information and brief, Munson is a close friend and associate of defendant Commissioner Arrington. This is this is something about Atlanta that we have to be honest about. The people that you might look up to, the people that you might honor and revere, they're just one restaurant away. You can run into people that you never would have thought you would run into at the airport. When Lenox Mall was a hopping place, you could run into so many people on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon. It was crazy. So making notes. It was crazy. So here in Atlanta, so to say that Munson knows Arrington, I I mean that is, I mean that's pretty easy to understand because here in Atlanta, our superheroes are close by. They're like at an arm's reach away. It's just a matter of just reaching over and clicking on that like button, just like that. Like when you click on the like button, that's how close your superheroes are. Your people that you look up to. You just click on that like button, bang, just like that, bang. That's it. I got 18 likes on this video right now, and I appreciate all of y'all. If you do like this content, go hit that like button. Just go ahead and do it, just like you reach out and touch your favorite singer that you see at the mall. Let's keep this thing going. So we are now on 25. In October 2020, Mr. Munson hired defendant Commissioner Arrington as his defense attorney in September 20 and his, I'm sorry, in the September 2020 aggravated stalking case. So he hired his friend, or who he has as associate, to help him out. Let's see what happens. In 26, an assistant district attorney, ADA, on Mr. Munson's case informed Mainor of the influence the defendant Commissioner Arrington wielded in the district attorney's office. And I've lived here in Atlanta for 30 plus years. I can totally believe that. I totally believe that. Sometimes it's for good, but a lot of times it's for ill. There's a lot of power play. There's a lot of I wash your hand, you wash mine. There's a lot of that happening here in Atlanta. So I'm not surprised one bit, not a bit at all. Commissioner Arrington, this is 27. Commissioner Arrington used his influence to circumvent the office policies of the district attorney's office, including, wait, here it comes, intimidating the ADA by copying the district attorney on emails, negotiating plea deals directly with the district attorney instead of the ADAs, and demanding meetings with the district attorney when ADAs refused to bend to his will. That's crazy. And the man is stalking a woman. We're not talking about somebody that's, going to jail for jaywalking or, throwing a banana peel out the car window. We're talking about a man that has been aggravated stalking, another woman, another black woman. Because we can't sit there and point our fingers at the less melanated, and this is what you're doing to the highly melanated. Miss me with that. 28. Fulton residents hired Commissioner Arrington as a defense attorney because of the power he was able to wield in the district attorney's office. That's crazy. And his dad, Marvin Arrington Jr., is the son of Marvin Arrington Sr., who was a big attorney here in Atlanta. Commissioner here in Atlanta, as well as an attorney. So he's walking right in his dad's steps. And man, this is wild. Watch this. 29. As a Fulton County commissioner, defendant Commissioner Arrington, we're going to say Arrington, is responsible for managing, setting, and releasing the budget for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. This is really weird. So I'm responsible for paying you, but then I do work in your office that will bring about, I don't even understand how this is even possible. You notice that with the Fonnie Willis case, Nathan Wade could not be an employee of Fulton County and still keep his private practice because they need to be getting paid twice. That made sense. Perfect sense. That's why he was a contractor, so he could keep his private practice and keep getting paid through Fulton County. Got you. They found a way around it. This right here seems very similar to that. You have a role that is going to be a conflict of interest. There's going to be a role that you need to separate from one from the other, and somehow or another they're able to do it. I really hope they fix this because this is, first of all, it made my head hurt. Like, what in the world? How did you get away with this? But let's keep going. We are on 29. As a Fulton County Commissioner defendant, I just said that already. We're going to 30 now. For example, on July 14th, 2021, DA Willis went before the Board of Commissioners, including Arrington, to request more money from Fulton County to hire more staff, okay? Now, I think I remember this. We've talked about this. She needs to hire more staff because she had the backlog. Let's continue. During that meeting, Arrington passionately advocated for money to be released to DA's office to the DA's office. At one point during the meeting, Arrington states, F, the lowest millage rate. I don't give a darn about the lowest millage rate. Where's the money for the DA's office needs? And I think we watched that video or clip of that video yesterday, but we didn't watch him using profanity. But we've seen Arrington be pretty wild in the commissioner's box. But let's go. As a Fulton County commissioner defendant, Commissioner Arrington is also responsible for managing and setting the budget for the Fulton County DA's office. Oh, that sentence is printed twice. No, okay, yeah, I feel like it's budget for Fulton County. Oh, judges, I'm sorry. Fulton County judges. It is. It's almost the same sentence, but it says judges this time. All right, 32. Although Defendant Commissioner Arrington has these duties, he also serves as a defense attorney for criminal defendants within Fulton County. To me, I think that has to be severed. They're going to have to find that doesn't make sense. So you are a defense. So you set the budget for the prosecution, but then you are a defendant. You're the attorney for the defendant that is coming before the prosecutor that you set the budget for. That seems weird. I don't know. It must be okay because they've been doing it, but that doesn't make any sense at all. That is the wildest thing I've heard in quite some time. It does not make any sense. All right, let's keep this game rolling. Let's go. 33, please forgive me. Although Defendant Commissioner Arrington has these duties, he also serves as defense attorney. I just read that already. Jason, you read it twice. We're going to 33. When Defendant Commissioner Arrington serves as a defense attorney in Fulton County, he is paid by criminal defendants for their defense. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why that's a big deal. Who else would they be paid for? I don't know. That's weird. All right, read that again. When Arrington serves as a defense attorney in Fulton County, he is paid by criminal defendants for their defense. Okay. Well, I mean, where else would he get paid from? Okay. Pre-K law student. They have not talked about that in pre-K law school. From November 2020 through October 2021, so almost a year, Defendant Arrington unduly influenced the criminal proceedings of both the aggravated stalking cases on behalf of Mr. Munson in the following ways. Watch this. All right, so Munson's been stalking her. He's got arrested twice. He taps his friend Arrington to help him out. Arrington is in the commission as well as he's a defense attorney. Watch this. 35. This is bananas, man. Let's just go with Arrington. Arrington uses influence to broker a plea deal with then Fulton County District Attorney, Mr. Paul Howard. Man, there's a lot of names in this thing. I'm telling you, boy, as the peach rots, look, we are in some deep weeds right here. All right. The plea deal the defendant commissioner Arrington negotiated with Paul Howard was not presented to the commissioner's opposing counsel, the ADA, on the case. So he's just going ahead and just working this out. He's going above your head. So basically, Marvin Arrington said, let me speak to your manager. And he just went to your manager and got the deal worked out and never spoke to you at all. That's wild. In pertinent part, the alleged plea deal would have allowed Munson to plead guilty to a misdemeanor, although he was charged with a violent felony. And again, as Misha Mainor expressed during the press conference, we'll watch the end of that in a moment. They never spoke to her about this. They never had a conversation with her about this. They didn't say, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing. This is where we're at with this. Anything of that nature. Nothing whatsoever. And I think that's the part that's super gross. But keep it going. Let's go. We're on part C right here. All right. The referenced plea deal contrived DA's office policy, rather contravened district attorney's office's policies. Specifically, the district attorney's office policy was to only offer misdemeanor pleas in place of felonies only in extenuating circumstances. So they don't do that as a regular practice. But lo and behold, here we are. Let's see. But I think that's the part that just really stood out. Like, yo, they don't even do this, but somehow or another Marvin Arrington has strong-armed his way into getting this done for his friend. Make that a little bit bigger. I think that'd be a little bit better. It looks whitened out. What happened there? All right, let's try this. All right, let's try that. Bring that back again. Okay, lost my place. Oh, that looks a little better. Maybe a little less there. Okay, there we go. And we are now on, on Delta. Okay. E. Additionally, the district attorney's office policy was to punish repeat violent criminals, offenders, to the full extent of the law. So that means he should have been in jail for the 20 years, is what it's saying. They should throw the book at him. But let's continue. Furthermore, one of the district attorney's office policy goals was to lower the occurrence of domestic violence against women in Fulton County, Georgia. That's where Misha Mainor lives. That's where Fonnie Willis works. That's where Marvin Arrington works. Why did they not do that? I don't know. Let's go. Domestic violence against women includes the offense of aggravated stalking. Man, Munson has a prior criminal history, including a prior aggravated assault charge, which was subsequently reduced to a misdemeanor in a negotiated plea. This guy has been getting grace all over the place. Didn't mean to make that a rhyme, but this guy's been getting grace all over. That is craziness. And again, Fonnie Willis gets promoted as the face of feminism. She is the face of womanhood, so on and so forth. But when it comes time to support and protect a woman, she's not doing it. But Jason, it can't be that bad. Watch this. Second, Arrington is heard on jail calls. Please, if somebody can get these jail calls to your guy, I will give you a shout out, but we will listen to him. I want the full thing in context. It's heard on jail calls with Munson conspiring to cause the sitting judge on the criminal case, Judge Kelly Lee Ellerby, to be removed. Not because she's not a good judge, not because she didn't do her taxes, not because she didn't pay her third grade library fine. No, because they just don't want her, because they don't think she's going to be favorable to the shenanigans that Arrington and Munson are trying to pull. Watch this. Letter A. Defendant Arrington encouraged Munson to file a fraudulent complaint against Judge Kelly Lee Ellerby. That's crazy. And they're talking about it on the phone. According to Arrington, Judge Ellerby needed to be removed from Munson's case because it was likely she would reject the misdemeanor plea he had negotiated with Paul Howard. This is crazy. Commissioner Arrington states the problem is that effing judge, in the reference to Judge Ellerby. Judge Ellerby was the only problem because Commissioner Arrington admits he can get the DA to agree to a misdemeanor plea. That is not a good look for Paul Howard. But how does Fonnie get into this, Jason? I'm glad you asked. Keep reading. After filing a fraudulent complaint against Judge Ellerby, Mr. Munson temporarily had criminal proceedings held before different judges, including Judge Adams. On information and belief, Arrington has a personal relationship with Judge Adams. On the information and belief, Arrington uses influence and to have ex parte meetings with Judge Adams. Prior to assistant district attorneys on Munson's case, prior ADAs on Munson's case informed plaintiff Mainor that Judge Adams' agreement with Munson and Arrington during the hearing was unlike her typical demeanor, as she was differential to them and allowed outbursts from them both. So clearly something was up. But let's keep going. Look at this. This woman just wants this man to stop stalking her, to stop traipsing after her. She's already filed TPOs. He's already violated TPOs. He's in jail, so on and so forth. And they still are not doing the right thing. I'm telling you, this is far bigger than just Fonnie Willis and the whole Trump trials. This is so much more. It's a pattern of abuse, a pattern of dysfunction that I don't think anybody's even noticed. And again, I live here in Atlanta, and I did not realize just how morally bankrupt Fulton County was. I didn't realize it. But now it's like, you gotta be kidding me, man. This place is a mess. Third, on jail calls between Arrington and Munson, Arrington agrees to use his influence to get Arrington a favorable outcome. Arrington states that he will use his father's, Marvin Arrington Sr., a former Fulton County Superior Court judge, to influence to sway the proceedings. I don't know what this relationship is between Munson and Arrington, but I mean, great day, man. How are you using your dad's pool, your own pool? Like, how is this even a real thing? Like, this is crazy. Let's keep this going. Down to letter B. Pull that up there. Okay. Defendant Commissioner Arrington also insinuates that his position as commissioner will result in a favorable result for Mr. Munson. Wow. Like, why are you pulling all this? Even if you have all this pull, why are you using it all on this guy? Like, great day, man. That's got to be wild. 38, fourth, during jail calls, defendant Arrington admits to telling Fonnie Willis, here we go, who was the district attorney-elect at the time, about the case with Mr. Munson in advance to her being sworn in. So he already admitted on the call that he told Fonnie about this. This is why I say Fonnie did not move to protect another woman. But let's keep it going. Letter A. The commissioner states that he wants Ms. Willis to know that B is crazy, which is in reference to Mainor. Keep going. Therefore, Commissioner Arrington used his influence to bias Willis against Mainor. And he's telling them this on the phone, a recorded jail phone line. Make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. These people have no limits. This is crazy. During 39, during these same jail calls, Arrington encourages Munson's wife, there we go, wife, Alicia Munson, to harass Mainor. Now we got another woman. Another one. Plaintiff Mainor later sought a protective order against Ms. Munson. I think it's interesting they call her Ms. I thought that was interesting they call her Ms. But watch, let's keep this going. This is the craziest story. You cannot write this. Tyler Perry would love to write something crazy like this. After the reference jail calls were publicly released on December 2020, defendant Arrington resigned as Mr. Munson's attorney. I still want those tapes. If anybody could get them for your guy, please help me. I do believe that, Shara. I do believe that. I totally believe that. Okay, let's keep going. 41. In January 2021, District Attorney Madam Fonnie Willis was sworn into the Fulton County District Attorney. As a top prosecuting official in Fulton County, DA Willis became responsible for the adjudication of the Munson criminal cases. That's why Fonnie Willis is being tagged with this and not Paul Howard. I still think Paul should probably get dragged into this too, but I digress. I think this is interesting. I don't know if this is like good political speech, but usually legal ease is very academic, but they say DA Willis drops the ball. It's like, I like that. I can't argue with it. Negotiated plea for Munson. Although defendant Arrington stepped down as Munson's criminal attorney, he continued to wield influence over the criminal case. Namely, he maintained that Paul Howard offered Mr. Munson a plea deal consisting of the alleged felony being reduced to a misdemeanor. Wow. I mean, just think about how you're putting women's lives in danger if this were allowed to continue. That's crazy, man. And again, like, for what? I don't understand the relationship between Munson and Arrington. I understand y'all homies, but I'm not putting my neck out like that. Like, he's putting his neck out like that. But let us continue. 43. Munson's succeeding counsel repeatedly referenced this plea deal in subsequent court proceedings against the state. Mr. Munson's subsequent counsel agreed, or rather argued, that the district attorney's office should stand behind the alleged plea deal even after Ms. Fonnie Willis assumed the position as Fulton County DA. Although Munson ultimately was not offered the misdemeanor plea deal, DA Willis did dismiss one of his aggravated stalking cases. On the remaining aggravated stalking case, DA Willis offered Munson a plea of 3 years. So before, he was looking at 20. Now he's looking at 3. So you went from 240 months to 36. That's crazy. And remind you, she doesn't talk to Representative Mainor. Oh, now watch this. This is the part that cracks me up with how they do math, prison math. Offered Munson a plea deal of 3 years to serve 1 in prison, the balance on probation with credit for the time he had already served. So I think that's where he had been in jail for 10 months. And so they're basically saying he would have to stay in jail for another month, or 2 more months to make the year, and then he can be out on probation for 2 years. Craziness. Crazy. Plaintiff Mainor was not informed. Mainor was not informed of the plea deal extended to Munson prior to him accepting, which is a violation of the Georgia Crime Bill rights. And then they use a little squiggly line thing, which I think is hilarious. And they give you where you can find that. And this is part of Marcy's law. You at least have to tell the plaintiff, what you're offering them before you do it. This is craziness. Let's go to 47. And wait till you hear the victim impact statements that were in that press conference. I know you might have seen some of them, but a lot of them were using the same clip that I was using. I actually have the long version. I kept saying there's a long version. I'm going to play that when we get done so you can hear these people. And it's heartbreaking to hear. Let's go 47. Let's go. Additionally, Mainor did not approve of the negotiated plea deal extended to Munson. Marcy's law applies to victims of aggravated stalking. And here's the squiggly lines and all that kind of stuff. That is so interesting to me. In September 2021, Mr. Munson pled no contest to aggravated stalking. He received credit for time he had already served. 50. Mr. Munson's plea deal was not appropriate according to Ms. Willis in her office policies or her stated priority of protecting women. Again, like, why did we have to tell you to protect women? I mean, this should be a slam dunk, women are going to be protected type of story. I don't understand why it has to be spelled out. That's just crazy to me. And again, I have a wife and 2 daughters, and I would shudder to think that they would have to put up with this type of foolishness. But let us continue. Where am I? Ms. Willis, by her own words, created the first domestic violence unit in Fulton County. Oh my gosh. She really is going to say that? 51. Additionally, the negotiated plea Ms. Willis offered Mr. Munson did not align with the office's sentencing guidelines. All information and belief, it is not the district attorney's office policy to offer a 1-year jail sentence to a criminal defendant being charged with a violent crime when the defendant has a prior violent history. I don't get it. I don't understand why this has to be said out loud. Why does this have to be said? Why? And again, Fonnie Willis is the face of feminism. She's the face of what women should want to be and strive to be. Furthermore, Mr. Munson's shortened probation sentence was not consistent with the office policies of recommending a longer probation sentence to men convicted of domestic violence in an effort to protect women longer. Willis and the DA office failed to properly investigate the aggravated stalking charge against Munson. Specifically, they failed to interview a single person who had witnessed Munson's behavior toward Mainor. Wow. And she mentions that in the press conference, like, yo, they didn't even, I think she's talking about her secretary and how many times he had come to the office. Like, oh my gosh. Representatives from the DA's office made fraudulent representations representations in court in favor of Munson. What does Munson have over these people? What does he have over y'all? And here's, I guess this will be chapter 3, the third part, Plaintiff Mainor's desperate treatment as a victim. Let's keep it going. I love these titles, man. I love them. Due to Arrington's interference in the underlying criminal case, Mainor has experienced a desperate treatment under the law as a victim. Furthermore, due to DA Willis's bias toward Arrington, plaintiff Mainor has experienced a desperate treatment under the law as a victim. I mean, she's not playing. I don't care. This sounds fantastic. Plaintiff Mainor has been forced to advocate for herself and her safety, although this is a district attorney's role. Specifically, Mainor took the following actions. Let's look at some of the actions that she took on herself. And are these the actions that Fonnie should have done or that the DA's office should have done? Let's go find out. On August 2020, Mainor was forced to notify United States Department of Justice Office on violence against women due to the district attorney's office failure to properly prosecute Munson's case at its inception. Wow. In October 2020, Mainor called Munson's bail company to inform them that he had violated the bond conditions by being re-arrested. Judge Ellerby later revoked defendant's bond. Oh, okay, gotcha. C is in Charlie. October 21st, 2020, plaintiff Mainor filed a bar complaint with the State Bar of Georgia, alleging that the defendant, Commissioner Arrington, uses his elected position to sway a deal as a criminal defense attorney. If those tapes are real and they're full and they give context, I don't know how that guy still has a job. Because what I've heard was pretty bad. The little bit that I heard on the news. I don't know if I can file like a Freedom of Information Act myself to get them, but I would love to get a copy of them. I'm just going to keep that out there just in case anybody wants to help a brother out. Let's go. Letter D. On October 24th, 2020, plaintiff Mainor filed an ethics complaint against Commissioner Arrington, alleging that he had violated several ethics rules during the adjudication of the state's case against Munson. What does Munson have on you, my guy? Like, you're going above and beyond, putting your whole neck out there for him. This is craziness. And let's keep it going. Plaintiff Mainor had to attend more than 10 hearings from October 2020 through September 24th, 2021, regarding the adjudication of the criminal case against Munson, in part due to defendant Arrington's several attempts to circumvent and influence the criminal justice process. Mainor also had 6 different ADAs on her case. The last ADA who took Munson's plea was ADA Yolanda Mack, according to Fulton County Deputy District Attorney Jill Holloland. The bouncing around of plaintiff Mainor's case was unusual. 61. Fulton County District Attorney Office and DA Willis favored defendant Arrington and Munson in the criminal proceeding, although plaintiff Mainor was the victim. Mainor had suffered several severe financial and emotional damage due to defendant Arrington involvement in the adjudication of Munson case. Like, what? Why do we have to say that? Why does that need to be said? Why are you doing this? for the life of me, I would love to know, what does Munson have over Arrington that he would do this much for somebody who just seems to be grimy? He just seems to be a grimy dude. Let's keep going. Mainor has suffered, I just said that already. 63. Mainor has suffered severe financial and emotional damage due to DA Willis's failure to properly prosecute Munson. I will say that they use very similar sentences multiple times. I don't know if that's common in legal writings, but they just seem to use the same sentences multiple times. They look like, didn't I just read this? But I didn't. 64. Arrington was operating under the color of law when he caused Mainor these injuries. Defendant Willis was operating under the color of law when she caused plaintiff Mainor injuries. These are hilarious. Defendant Commissioner Arrington was deliberately indifferent to plaintiff Mainor's needs and violated constitutional rights. And Willis was deliberately indifferent. Was willingly indifferent to plaintiff Mainor's needs and violated her constitutional rights. All right, this is out of control. I mean, this is wild. That, man, this is something else, man. You know, I am embarrassed, man, for Georgia. I'm just embarrassed. But you know what I'm not embarrassed about? Willie Doc right here. I'm not embarrassed. Willie Doc says, it sends a $2 super chat. Thank you, by the way, brother. Grace and peace. So how is Fonnie winning re-election again? Okay, I'm going to talk about that because I do think, as much as I believe she can lose, I don't think she's going to lose. And I know y'all going to fight me in the chat. Don't fight me. Don't fight your guy. Just put some boxing gloves in the chat. But I think I know why she's going to. I think I know how she's going to win. Put some boxing gloves in the chat. And I will make sure I explain why I think she's going to win definitely in May. Now, how she does against the little Kramer lady, we'll see about that. But I definitely think against Christian Y. Smith, I took some time to pray and to think about it a little bit more. Even though I thought that debate was comical, even though I thought that debate was like, right, I thought it was good. I now have some different opinions. Is it not a boxing glove? There it is. Yeah, put that boxing glove in the chat. All right, let's get this done. Okay, let's keep moving because I want y'all to see this video. All right, so we are currently on 68, right? Why is that thing doing that? Ah, come on. Let's keep this game rolling. Let's go. Let's go. Looks pretty good. All right, let's go. 68. In October 2020, Mainor filed a complaint against Arrington in the Fulton County Ethics Board. In part, Mainor made several allegations against Arrington stemming from the improper use of the political office for financial gain. Plaintiff Mainor compiled all of these violations into a formal ethics complaint, and I guess that's the proper name of it, which is submitted to the Ethics Board. Specifically, Mainor cited more than 30 Fulton County Code of Ethics violations committed by Arrington. Like, why put your neck out like this? I don't get it. Why are you sticking your neck out like this? In December 2020, Carrie Foster, secretary of the board, contacted Mainor and informed her that the board would be considering 3 of the violations she had alleged against the commissioner. In March 2021, the board failed to follow proper procedures while adjudicating the ethics complaint plaintiff Mainor filed against Arrington. Specifically, Secretary Foster informed Mainor that the board was conducting an informal hearing to decide whether Arrington had violated any ethics rules and that attorneys could not be present. However, during the hearing, Mr. Arrington was present with his attorney. This is crazy. And I heard her say that too. 74. Additionally, the board refused to hear the jail calls between Commissioner Arrington and Munson, although plaintiff Mainor Mainor's allegations were directly supported by the jail calls. What? Why would you not let them? Why would you not want to hear those? That makes no sense, man. This is so wicked, man. This is evil. I'm sorry, man. These people are grimy. The board cited attorney-client privilege as the reason to refuse to hear the jail calls, although there was a third party on the jail calls with Commissioner Arrington and Munson. Yeah, you can't. Oh my gosh. Furthermore, the board failed to seek a judicial ruling on whether the attorney-client privilege pertained to jail calls. On March 2021, the board closed the plaintiff Mainor's ethics complaint without holding defendant Commissioner Arrington accountable. Wow. What does that tell women in Fulton County? What does that tell predators in Fulton County? This is wicked. I'm sorry. There's no way to make that any better. This is evil. That's just it. In November 2021, Munson was released from jail. That's wild. Man, I mean, this could read like a really bad script. Like, this is some Tyler Perry type of stuff. Yo, 79. Munson immediately began stalking plaintiff Mainor again. Immediately. Did not pass go. Did not go to his PO. He went to go check on Mainor. As a condition of his probation, Munson was ordered to have no contact, directly or indirectly, with Misha Mainor, which makes sense, by the way. 81. After being released from prison, Munson began showing up at events hosted by Mainor's friends and neighbors. On November 18th, 2021, Mainor ran into Munson as she was exiting a gas station near her home. The gas station is a few hundred feet from Mainor's home. This guy right here. And you know he knew where she lived. November 18th, 2021, plaintiff Mainor informed the district attorney's office of this incident. Neither ADA Mack nor DA Willis took action against Munson. I don't remember exactly, and I might need to do a little quick math, but if this is true right here, if she reached out to them, if this happened in November of 2021, had she not already filed charges against Trump and was allegedly moving, places because people were threatening her? That's wild that she would be experiencing something she alleges happening in her own life, and she could not extend that same grace to a woman that was dealing with the same problem. And by the way, Misha Mainor at this point is still a Democrat. So it wasn't just that she didn't want to support a Republican or a turncoat or something of that nature. She's still a Democrat. And this is what they did. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I just want to make sure I understand it. All right. So we're at 84. December 10th, 2021. Munson attempted to enter the Coverdale Legislative Office building, the legislative building where plaintiff Mainor works. Capitol Police stopped Munson from entering the building due to him being on the do not enter list. At least they did their job. Thank you. Shout out to them. Munson informed the Capitol Police that the state campaign ethics office had instructed him to come in person to the building to testify. Mr. John Cusack, the chief counsel of the state campaign ethics office, stated that Munson was not contacted nor instructed to testify. I don't know what they're testifying about. That's interesting. 88. December 13th, 2021, investigator Brian Hill of the Atlanta Police Department began an investigation into whether Munson violated the temporary restraining order plaintiff Mainor has against him by entering the building where she works. As part of the investigation, investigator Hill watched body cam footage from the Capitol Police and interviewed witnesses. And in 90, investigator Hill concluded that Munson had in fact violated the TRO, temporary restraining order, by entering the Coverdale Legislative Office. Investigator Hill was prepared to pursue charges against Munson due to the incident. However, what happened? Look at that in 91. However, the DA office refused to prosecute Munson's violation, making a warrant futile. even if Fonnie Willis is elected back as DA, this is a blight on Fulton County, on Atlanta proper, on Georgia, that we have a woman in the chief law enforcement officer. Remember, she's the one that said that she is she's worked as hard as she could for the people that she served. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can do this right. All right, watch this one real quick.
Story about Fonnie Willis and the impact that she had in getting them to the next level of their careers.
Ooh, no easy questions here. I hope that the memory that I leave people is that she fought as hard as she could with everything she had in her being to make life better for those that she served.
Hey, that was a good one, huh?
Yeah, it was a good one. It was full of hot air, though. So is she demonstrating that here, that she's worked hard for the people that she served? Let me just back it up real quick so you can hear it again.
The memory that I leave people is that she fought as hard as she could with everything she had in her being to make life better for those that she served.
Hey, that was a good one, huh?
That was good, full of hot air. But is she making Misha Mainor's life better? Is she making anyone else's? How is she making someone's life better now? I'm just not trying to be funny, but how is she doing that? How is that happening? I don't know. But oh my gosh. How does it keep doing that? Every time I close it out, every time I open up another window, it like, oh, I gotta get y'all back here because we gotta get this. I do want to show y'all that impact statement. All right, so we're on 92. 92. Let's roll this. Specifically, ADA Mac states, it doesn't appear that Munson's intentions were to violate the order by simply give a testimony on his ethics complaint against you. He didn't have any contact with you directly or indirectly. Again, we're going to jump on down here to 93. Again, ADA Mac and DA Willis refused to take action against Munson. All right. And here they go. She's going to cite all of the reasons that she needs relief. And it's called First Claim of Relief. Intentional infliction of the emotional distress against defendant Arrington in his individual and official capacities, and Fonnie Willis in her individual and official capacities as district attorney's office. All right, and there's a ton of cases and examples and such of that nature. I'm not going to read all of these because they are a lot of them are just like repeat sentences as we talked about before. And it is pretty wild. Let me see if there's another. So here's the third complaint for relief. Oh, wait, did I miss one? I might zip past one. I did. All right, racketeer. Listen to this. Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organization. Now, this is the RICO charge. Let me hit that RICO real quick. All right, this is the RICO charge, but watch this. She filed a RICO charge against Fonnie before Fonnie filed a RICO charge on YSL, if I'm not mistaken. But she definitely hit RICO. She hit her with the RICO charge. That is crazy. All right. All right. Against defendant Arrington in his personal and professional capacities, Fonnie Willis in her personal and professional capacities, and Fulton County Ethics Board. Wow. She's saying they ain't do their job. This is crazy. All right, there's a lot in here. I'm not going to labor it all, but I think this was very interesting. I don't know if this is proper terminology. Like this is common terminology, but I just thought this was interesting. Pray for relief. Like, okay. Like, I know the term pray can mean a couple other things, or prayer for relief. Wherefore, Mainor respectfully requests that the court enter a judgment against defendants granting plaintiff Mainor the following relief. All right. I don't know if this is proper terminology. If you're a legal mind, I would love to know. Is prayer for relief common? I think that's wild. But let's keep going. The entry of judgment in favor of the plaintiff on each and every cause of action and grant. Compensatory and consequential damages, including damages to emotional distress, humiliation, loss of enjoyment of life, and other pain and suffering on all claims allowed by law in an amount to be determined at trial. Economic losses on all claims allowed by the law. Specific damages in an amount to be determined at trial. Punitive damages for all claims allowed by the law against individuals, defendants, and their amount to be determined by trial. Attorney's fees and costs associated with these actions under 42, and they give that legalese, and pre and post judgment interest at a lawful rate. Such other relief as the court deems just and proper. Wow. But watch this. She ends this thing by saying she demands a trial by jury. Like, I don't want a bench trial. I want a trial by jury. Mainor demands a trial by jury on all issues that are triable. And then they just end it right here. Hopefully I can get a legal mind to stop on by and to give us a little 2 cent, if you will, and break it down a little bit. Help us to understand what this is all about, because I think it is fascinating. I totally think this is fascinating. But, what do y'all think about it? I see there's a lot of good commentary. By the way, let me give a shout out to Tawanda Johnson. Thank you so much for supporting the RICO Defense Fund. I don't see how they will vote for her again. How is this a role model? My prayer closet gonna have smoke coming out of it. Look, pray for your boy as well. Thank you so much. All right, let me explain. Okay, this what all right. I'm gonna just break this down to y'all. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm praying that I'm wrong. However, Fani Willis is not an anomaly. She didn't just fall out of the sky and she's a crooked DA. Fani Willis is an example of the corrupt justice system here in Atlanta. And because of that, and remember, she wasn't a fair shooter before she was hired. And even in the midst of all of this shenanigans and chicanery, people are holding their nose. They're not even holding their nose. They're taking in deep whiffs of mendacity and still supporting that woman. I'm sorry, unless, yeah. And the reason I came to this conclusion was when I watched the feedback from the debate where Christian Y. Smith is standing there and there was an empty podium. I was thinking, man, the people of Fulton County should be rioting. They should be, we need you to answer to these things. And there wasn't a lot of that. There wasn't a lot of, we demand you to answer these questions. We need to know, why were you in Miami and not here speaking to us? There wasn't a lot. And that's what causes me to think these people are going to totally go right in that box and click Fani without any problem. Now, I could be wrong. I hope and pray that I am wrong. But I don't see it because they weren't upset about what happened at the debate. If they had gotten upset about the debate, then I would be like, oh, man, there might be some chance. These people might want something different. But they don't. I don't think they do. I don't think that they do. So that's why I say it again. I could be wrong. And I pray that I am wrong. I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong about this. But I just don't see the people of Fulton County having the appetite to kick Fani out. Because then also they realize that if they're one of those people that think that this Trump trial, the Trump interference trial, and even the YSL trial, for lack of a better example, are legitimate, they realize that there's going to be a lot of upheaval if the DA is removed. Now, that doesn't mean that every trial is going to get thrown out, like the YSL case is going to get thrown out, but they realize that it's going to lose a lot of teeth because Fani is the teeth of that case, of both those cases. So that's another reason why. If they want this case to go on, they know that they got to keep her in there in order to keep it going, because otherwise it's going to fall on its face, even though I still believe it's going to fall apart with her or without her. That's my 2 cents. All right, what did I miss right here? All right. Yeah. Yeah. So Misha Mainor she was a Democrat. Absolutely. And she left the Democrat party and became a Republican. And I'm just fixing this. This box does not look acceptable. I do not like the way this looks at all. And became a Republican. And that was about a couple months, let's just say a year ago, for laughs and giggles. So she's been, so again, like this was not something that happened in spite of the fact that, oh, well, you became a Republican, so I'm just going to leave you high and dry. No, this was because no reason at all, actually. It was not no action, no reason given to just whatever is going on with her in Arrington, which seems super creepy to me. All right, what we got here? All right, that makes it a little bit easier to see. All right, thank you, Caustic Chameleon. Thank you so much. All right, what we got? Yep, for those she served. For those she served, she serves them. She serves them, she says. That's what she told us. Yeah, apparently she doesn't serve everybody. That's a good catch. And that was a good catch. Maybe she doesn't serve everybody. Maybe she only serves certain bodies. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's very disheartening. Because again, like you see that this is a woman that was seeking reprieve and help, and that's what she got. A male subordinate serve her. You're right. But I don't know why though. She files. Oh, you know what? She did fire that whistleblower. You are right. Does she have any female friends? I'm sure she does. I'm sure she'll say that she has some female friends. I'm 100% certain she'll argue that she does. She used to have a friend with a condo see, Willie Doc, there you go. All right. So yesterday, when we were watching that video, okay. Hopefully this looks good. Okay. I don't know if the audio is working on this, so I got to check the audio. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to let me know if you can hear it. Let's back this up a little smidgen. All right. Let's check this audio real quick. Uh-oh, it's not playing. It's always something, boy. It's always something. All right, we're going to play that off. As somebody's told me before, I got a good recovery. Let's recover this. All right, so I'm going to pull this in. And this is the victim impact statement from her. All right, so this is from yesterday. Misha Mainor did that press conference, met with a lot of, met with the community, so on and so forth. And then at the end, she had a couple people come up to basically give their testimony of what's been going on with Fulton County. And it was really powerful. But yesterday, we were having technical difficulties. So because of that, we've come back, we brought it back, and we're going to fix it. So now, with no further ado, if you could please, just in the chat, let me know if you can hear this. I'm going to back it up a little taste and make sure that we get a running start. But can you just let me know if you can hear? Okay, cannot hear it. Okay. They said they can't hear it. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. All right, cannot hear it. All right. Un momento, por favor. Let's do this. So jump over here. Let's bring this guy back. And now we're going to do this. And we'll bring it like that. All right, now. You know it, Willie Doc. Bruh, I'm about to put Ecamm on block, man. It works perfectly in my studio. It does not work perfectly in my home. All right, let's try it again.
The or DA Willis, contact my office. Remember, victims should never blame themselves for things beyond their control. There's no excuse for anyone to violate, harass, intimidate, or stalk you. Trust your instincts and take steps to protect yourself. I'm going to have L.A. Pink from the Street Groomers come and speak.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much. Now we got it. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. I really do appreciate you. Okay. So here's the victim impact statements. You may have heard them. Just pay attention. These are people that are in Fulton County. She's and she'll explain what she does. And they're just giving their story as it relates to how they've been dealt with Fulton County, DA Fonnie Willis, and such like that. It is pretty sad. All right, let's keep it going. Let's go.
Good evening, everyone. I am L.A. Pink. I am the president and first lady of Street Groomers. I stand here today in honor of our state representative, Misha Mainor. I hate that she has to endure the things that she has had to endure. But we've been talking about this for years, the abandonment that Fonnie Willis have left in Fulton County, the abandonment that she have left to the families that have lost their loved ones, to the jail, to the streets, and the police brutality, are just the things that are going on in our system. We have Nigel Collins, we have Jamarian Robinson, we have Kane Rogers, we have Jimmy Atchison. These cases are indicted cases that have been left undone. Money that have been gathered from our commissioners to attack these situations that have not been addressed yet. We have a young man that have been in jail for 5 years, waiting for just a trial, waiting to see a judge, and have not yet seen a judge. There are so many things that she can be doing instead of chasing Trump and chasing after the YSL case. A case with the YSL that we feel that is more of a love affair and a retaliation of someone that's in the indictment. So today we stand here because enough is enough.
My district is somewhat big. I wanted to get some leaders from all sides. I'm going to have Mr. Mike Roberts come up and speak.
Good morning. My name is Mike Russell. I'm a resident here in Atlanta.
Okay. I said 3 people. I forgot. There's actually 4. These stories become heartbreaking now. I'm just telling you right now. Somebody said 5 years. No, like, yes, 5 years. Yes, 5 years in the jail, not prison, not, charged with anything, but 5 years just waiting to be charged. That's crazy. All right, watch this. Yes, and thank y'all moderators. Thank you so much for holding the ship down. Everybody, thank y'all so much for supporting the mods by typing mod in the chat. Let's go.
And I stand this morning humbled and proud to be with Representative Mainor and L.A. Pink. These are 2 very strong, courageous women that do everything in their power to help those who are less fortunate, those who feel powerless in our county and in our city. L.A. Pink, for those of you who don't know her, she fights every day for the homeless, for the victims of our society. She feeds them out of her own pocket. Representative Mainor has done nothing but reach out and try to help everybody in our community, starting with the youngest amongst us. And I am appalled at what's happening in our community today. And it is time to end the cult of corruption here in Fulton County, starting with DA Fonnie Willis. She has done everything for everybody else except for the people of Fulton County. Why is she in New York and D.C. raising funds? to be reelected as the DA in Fulton County.
Ouch.
I've had victims come to me. I'm not a public official, but they know that I will stand up for them. I've had victims come to me, a family, a mother and a daughter, whose loved one was murdered over a year ago. Their trial of the perpetrator keeps being delayed because Fonnie Willis says she has more important things to do. What is more important than a murder trial? And this guy is out on bail with an ankle bracelet, and he's a previously convicted felon. Just this week, I had a businessman who had $30,000 stolen from him. The perpetrator, a known felon, had a large screen, flat screen television delivered to her residence. Atlanta Police Department did the investigation, handed the evidence to Fonnie Willis' office. Without contacting the victim, she dismissed the case. And then you have the overcrowding in the jail because she fails to prosecute when we have people there up to 5 years who have not seen a judge in a jail that's being mismanaged by Sheriff Labatt. The culture of corruption needs to end. And they're all together. Sheriff Labatt, Fonnie Willis, Marvin Arrington, Natalie Hall. You see one, you see them all. And every one of them have violated the trust of the public. Natalie Hall cost us $1 million stalking a victim. She was not charged by Fonnie Willis, her friend. Let me say that again for those of you who don't know. Commissioner Hall cost the taxpayers of Fulton County $1 million because she stalked her victim that worked for her, planted tracking devices in his vehicle. She was not prosecuted by our DA, Fonnie Willis.
That is a true
Why?
statement. That is a very true statement. Yes, that is true. Natalie Hall was not even a slap on the wrist. She was censored, and the county paid $1 million because of her. She wasn't fired. Now, granted, she's an elected official, but they should have just removed her and had a special election. If nothing else, on principle alone. And you see her bopping around with her little pink glasses everywhere. She's everywhere. And she's a commissioner right along with Marvin Arrington. This is embarrassing.
This corruption in Fulton County needs to end, and our lawmakers need to take them and hold them to account. And I'm hoping that the voters of Fulton County are paying attention and will vote for a clean slate of candidates and stop this cult of corruption in our county.
I have 2 more individuals that have been personally impacted.
This one right here is going, y'all watch out right here.
Okay. My name is Joel Watley. My last name is W-H-A-T-L-E-Y. I'm the father of Casey Watley, who's been incarcerated in Fulton County Jail for 5 years now. And as we're starting to see, there's a pattern of corruption within the district attorney's office. My son, like I say, has been incarcerated 5 years. The attorney he had was a current, a prior district attorney who had worked with Fonnie Willis previously. They came back and stated that they found evidence in my son's case after there was no evidence. They came back and said they found evidence and they had found fingerprints. Well, it came to find out in court that that was a lie. They said a second testing had been done and my son's fingerprints were found on the scene, and that was a lie. The attorney, Darrell Korn, tried to get my son to take a 20-year plea deal by falsifying evidence. And as you can see, corruption is just running rampant within Fulton County Jail. It's time for something to be done, man. We got to do something. Y'all allowing these kids to be locked up, knowing that lady is corrupt. She spent the money that was meant to help the kids, and then she RICO'd them. She RICO'd all the young people after she spent the money that was meant to help them, to create a safe environment for them not to have to be out here in these gangs. Now let's ask her what she did with that money. It's time to do something to clean up Fulton County. We're not talking about tomorrow. We need to start today. You got over 800 people in that jail who shouldn't be there. Haven't been indicted. They won't take them to trial. How is that justice? And you know what the crazy thing is? Fulton County sit back and watch it.
That hurt.
Good morning. My name is J. Wesley Day. That's J-E apostrophe space Wesley, W-E-S-L-E-Y, Day, D-A-Y, David Apple Yellow. I want to first give an honor to God who's head of my life, and I want to thank you, Representative Mainor, for giving me the courage to tell my story. In 2018, I was beaten in a hate crime. They called me homophobic slurs, fags, sissies, and I videotaped my assailants. You would think that it would be an open, shut case, but instead, the criminal justice system here in Fulton County vilified me. They first charged me with the fray. Then they upgraded that to a felony. As a result, I lost my job with Delta Airlines because I reported to Delta that I had a pending misdemeanor. Delta was the one who came and told me that I had a pending felony. As a result, fast forward nearly 6 years later, none of my assailants have been prosecuted. In fact, they dismissed the case without informing me. In fact, they have barred me from the 3rd floor of Fonnie Willis' office in a sense to silence me. No one notifies me of court hearings. No one notifies me of plea deals. This is not justice. There was court yesterday, once again with one of my assailants. No one notified me of that court hearing. Fonnie Willis's chief investigator approached me afterwards asking me, what can they do to make this go away? They told me that I perhaps should be spending more time with my ill mother than focusing on justice. Again, I've been vilified as a witness. As a result, now Fonnie Willis is telling me if I continue on fighting this case, she is going to charge me with extortion. How? How did I get charged with a fray? How did that affray charge get upgraded to a felony? How am I now facing extortion charges for me being beaten and I have it on camera? I just ask you all to help me make it make sense, please. And Representative Mainor, thank you for this time today.
As you can see, if you have been the victim, you're passionate. Some victims take it, some victims refuse to take it and keep fighting for justice. I will answer a few questions. You know, it's been over 6 years, and I have been silent about it. I've gone behind the scenes trying to seek justice for myself. This is the last straw. And the good thing about the media that I have learned over the course of being an elected official, you guys actually help people in the community get justice. Now I'm just the community asking for justice.
I do want to say real quick, just in case you couldn't hear it, he asked, why are you doing this now? And I think that's such a disingenuous question, especially when she articulates kind of the case that we've read. She articulates that very well in the beginning. So for him to say that and to hear clearly, like, this has been going on since 2018, 2019, like, how dare you ask that? But I mean, she's gracious, because I would have been like, man, what are you talking about?
The ideal outcome is
you're going to jail.
I don't even know what that looks like anymore.
Yeah,
maybe her just admitting that what she did. I would be happy if she admitted what she did. Admit that you were conflicted. Admit that you were talking to Marvin Arrington about my case before you were even elected. Admit that you know who the judges are. You named them. Admit all of those things. My family has endured. I have 2 young daughters. You know, you never know why you're going through things. For all I know, it's so my daughters would be prepared for something like this. They are prepared because they have witnessed me go through this.
What are you asking for in this lawsuit against Willis and Fulton County? What do you want?
I want justice, and as far as details, I can tell you that it's been 6 years of anguish, and as far as specifics, we've asked for a jury trial. Fonnie Willis in her personal and professional capacity, Commissioner Marvin Arrington in his personal and professional capacity, and the Fulton County Ethics Board that repeatedly did not follow their own procedures.
Did you all notice how many times these people mentioned that cases were dismissed without being properly adjudicated? Like 3 people on that impact that were given their impacts, plus Representative Mainor, all talked about how cases were just dismissed. Cases were pled out and they didn't even have any word to say. That's craziness. That's crazy. We're talking about murder charges, and this is bananas, man. Absolutely bananas.
I'm happy to. So when I initially filed my restraining order, Paul Howard was in office. He indicted the case. This is before my stalker had Marvin Arrington as his attorney. It was also towards the end of the year, so Fonnie Willis was on the verge of being elected. The first time around the time where he was in jail for violating the restraining order, and Marvin Arrington was his attorney, Marvin Arrington told the courts that DA Paul Howard had given him, instead of a felony stalking charge, he gave him a misdemeanor stalking. There was no record of that. He was insistent that Paul Howard gave him that. My stalker wanted to go to trial for this, and by the time we got to about a year later, because an emergency bond revocation was all in the middle of that, but after about a year, the judge pretty much said, you know what, let's put DA Paul Howard on the witness stand and let him say if he gave Marvin Arrington this misdemeanor plea deal. And that is when miraculously a plea deal was given, and I was not notified. The connection is victims. This today is about victims. And DA Fonnie Willis is the chief court officer from the state in Fulton County. She directly impacts what is happening in the jail. I can't be concerned about Donald Trump. I have to be concerned about myself and my children.
Say word.
No, because my children and myself are the priority.
Okay, I got to camp on that for a second. I got to give a camp on that. Let me find a little. She said, look.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The idea and the notion, I keep saying this, yes, there's a lot of attention that goes up to Washington, D.C., but really, truly, it is not as coincidental as you like to make it, as these people want to make it. There's nothing. This woman is talking about why she was stalked by a lunatic and why Fulton County did not do what they're supposed to do. And these people got the audacity to bring up Trump. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Trump lives in these people's minds rent free. Like, he has Mar-a-Lago, he's got the Trump Tower, and he's got these people's minds. He lives in these people's minds rent free. I hope he puts it on his taxes so they don't sit there and try to indict him for living rent free in their minds. Let's finish this up, Jason. Let's go.
He said that this lawsuit
I would say, why don't you do an open records request and see how much money Marvin Arrington has spent of the taxpayers' dollars for his personal lawsuits.
You going to jail. You going to jail.
Every year I have been up here fighting for stalking and domestic violence. I've done that since the moment I walked in. Every year we do a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. I would love for the state of Georgia to take a greater effort towards victims and do a leap. We do a leap for many things, and unfortunately we are not leaping for the safety of victims. Most of these victims, whether you're talking about domestic violence and stalking or being unindicted, just left in the jail, many times it results in a lethal situation. People die.
The debate over 2 years about the prosecuting attorney's qualification counsel is that the counsel is not going to second guess individual charges decisions. Why should the counsel second guess the individual charges decisions?
Right now, I'll tell you the reason why I supported the PAC decision, Prosecuting Association Qualification, Attorneys Qualification Commission. Because if you have a complaint against a prosecutor right now, it is too difficult to file a bar complaint against them. If you want to file an ethics complaint against someone, up until just maybe 10 days ago, you couldn't even file an ethics complaint against them. This PAC commission is the first time it is giving victims one more opportunity that may be a little bit more practical for them to get justice. I will not answer any questions about my stalker.
Facts.
I will not answer any questions about my stalker. That is not, I have not done that yet. Right now I'm pursuing this lawsuit. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Well, there we go.
President Biden weighed in on the ongoing turmoil on college campuses across the country over pro-Palestinian and
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
of UCLA and the forceful removal of protesters at New York.
Craziness. We'll talk about colleges later. Lord, please help them kids. All right. Whoo. All right. So that was that. You know, shout out to Misha Mainor, Representative Mainor, and all those strong men and women that were just sharing their stories. And prayerfully, there will be some kind of relief for them that satisfies them, AKA something that will be the right kind of move. Example being somebody going to jail, somebody being removed, something of that nature. I think that'd be great. I see some great comments, and I'm glad you all enjoyed that. Thank you so much for supporting me as I read through that. Thank you so much for checking out the full press conference. I think that was much better with the impact statements and her answering the questions at the end. So I'm glad that we were able to capture that and get it to you all to review and such like that. Let me see. Looks like some good conversation in the chat. I see some good people like Independent Mail has stopped by. Good to see you, brother. Grace and peace. Always good to see you. If y'all don't mind, if you could, moderators, if you could drop Independent Mail's link in the chat, I would love for people to go check out what he's doing over there. He's been making a lot of hay on the Sean P. Diddy Combs story, as well as Tiffany Henyard and other good social commentary discussions. I'd love for y'all to go check out what he's doing over there and give him some good support, as well as, of course, I always like to say, please go check out We Watch YouTube. She does some great work over there. Fantastic supporter of the channel. gives lots of encouragement over here. And I think it would be encouraging for us to run over there real quick and kind of bum rush the show, so to speak, and let her know that we appreciate what they're doing over there as well. I appreciate y'all. Montag stopped by tonight. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I decided to do a late night, and this is well past my bedtime. Okay, like it's well past my bedtime. But we will definitely. I'll do this again. I enjoy doing this. I wanted to do it for the West Coast Avengers and everybody is in other time zones. Wanted to kind of not always be hardwired to the East Coast time zone. Say, hey, I can do something for some other people as well. So hopefully you all enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, and you didn't already hit that like button, if you could hit that like button, that'd be super helpful. Just let me know that you appreciate what we're doing over here. I do appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, Debbie. Hey, this story has been super interesting because it's as a resident here in Georgia, it's easy to kind of miss what's going on, just kind of like not know. So it's shining a lot of light, right? It's shown a lot of light for me as a resident here. Like, yo, we got some dastardliness going on here in Georgia. So there's some grimy work going on here. So it was good to actually see it, to kind of dig into it, to share it with you all so we can all talk about it, kind of unpack it, so on and so forth. So, yes. No, I can't hang with the night shift. This is well past my bedtime. I'm usually already in the bed. Matter of fact, I was considering taking a nap before I actually went live. I was like, man, if I go sit down and lay on this couch, it's gonna be a wrap. So no, it's well past my bedtime. Well past my bedtime. It's got to be late because even Chief Executive Secondborn, she's usually wandering around. I don't even hear her wandering around, so she's got to be asleep. So yeah, it's late, but it's all good though. This is fun though. I'm not mad that I hung out late with y'all. Let's see what any other good commentary going on. Roll Tide, Donna says. Okay. God bless you. Thank you so much, his servant. Thank you so much for stopping by. DWC can't hang with the night shift. No, that's a true statement right there. Independent Mail says great follow-up on Fulton. The Rock goes much further than the Wade saga. That's true. Like we've already transcended. This thing is like taking a life of its own. Like it started with Trump and then it became Fonnie. Then it became Fonnie and Nate. And now it's like Misha Maynard is involved in it. Like, I mean, we're on like season 9 of this story. And who knows how long it's going to go. Because the pilot was crazy. So this thing is just going to keep going. But yeah, man, it is a wild story. And I'm hoping to bring some legal minds on to discuss these topics with you all and give you, somebody else who can explain certain topics. So maybe we can tap some people to have them come on and give some insight as well. I think that would be great just for all of us. Because again, I'm a pre-K law student. I don't know a thing. I'm just over here talking. What we got here? Late nights are better than early mornings? No, ma'am. I love early mornings. But when I stay up late messing around with y'all, it messes up my morning, but I still get up early. I still get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I just be mad then. Like, I should have went to bed last night. So that's it. I'm gonna probably, I will be asleep sooner. Trust me. As soon as I hit this off button, I'm gonna jump upstairs into the bed. So don't even worry about it. Do not even sweat it. What you talking about, Shara? That's insane. What's insane? Oh, getting up early? Remember, I used to be a school teacher, so I'm used to waking up early. I've woken up early for 30 years. So from going to school early, because I would have early classes when I was in college, the earlier the better, because I feel like I can think better before 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, that's when I cannot think clearly. I can't. I can think real clear at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I am like popping. By about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, give it up. Give it up. I'm just telling the truth. Okay. But yeah, that's it. Oh, you hate mornings? Come on now. Hey, by the way. I did put a poll out on the community post, and I said that, I think I did. Let me double check, make sure I did before I say that. Let me jump over here real quick, because I really want to get your thoughts on this. I mentioned earlier, just kind of in passing, that I am not invested in what's going on in the college campuses related to the Middle East turmoil. I'm not invested in it. Oh, it's okay. Sorry. It was, I'm about to put this post out here for everybody. I don't comport with it. I don't. So I've mentioned that, and I had a friend of mine who watched my video and said, yo, we need to talk about this. And he wanted to come on the channel and talk about why Jason, dear woke Christian, should be concerned about what's going on in the Middle East conflict and so on and so forth, and supporting the kids that are disrupting the college situation, so on and so forth. And so I explained to him where I'm coming from. And I said, well, I wanted to ask you all. So actually, there's going to be a post on the community post right now. I'm going to put it up there right now. Do you all want to see a discussion? It'll probably be live streamed from my studio. Me and another gentleman will be discussing whether or not, what is the, why people here in the United States should be concerned about what's going on in the Middle East situation going on over there. So if you would like to, I'm gonna put a community post up. Feel free to comment. You know, just go ahead and tap the comment and let me know what you think about it. I still help. I've already told him where I stand with it and why I hold the position that I do. But I want to hear what you all think. Would y'all even find interest in that? Would you want to tune in and watch, you know, two people having a respectful conversation? I respect him. I think he's a good guy. I don't think he's a bad person at all. But he just has a different viewpoint as relates to the conflict in the Middle East. All right, there you go. I just put it up on the community post. It is on there right now. Can I share it with y'all? It won't let me share it. I don't know why YouTube won't let you share community posts. That's so silly. You can't share a community post. That's dumb. Anyway, it's on my community post. If you're interested, you know, just go and hit a comment, vote yes or no. And then maybe if you want to leave a comment, feel free. Just continue to be respectful. I don't think I have to say that because, again, this is the best live chat on the planet. What did Tina say right here? Tina said, I'm new to your channel, but we'll definitely be back. And my wallet was stolen. So as soon as I get my new card, I'm going to join. Thanks for speaking the truth. Well, bless you. Thank you so much. I pray you get your wallet back for sure. But thank you so much, Tina. Just the fact that you came and joined the best live chat on the interweb means a lot to me. So thank you so much for doing that. What happened? I just saw, y'all gotta pray. Y'all gotta pray for me and Ecam. Me and Ecam might break up. Okay, Debbie says I support the First Amendment, but this is violence. Yes, yeah, it does sound interesting. Okay, it is a complicated topic that has many facets. It's difficult to ferret out a good opinion on it. Okay, yes, please. I think you're saying that about my discussion. Okay, cool. Okay, glad to have you here, Tina. Oh, absolutely. I want to see you drag some preachers in and ask them what you guys are going to do about all the corruption, but your RICO fund isn't high enough yet. Yo, let me tell you how much I would love to have a conversation with some people. Okay. Oh, by the way, my brother Eric, my Morehouse brother Eric, has strongly twisted my arm because this is his 30th reunion year, and this is my 25th reunion year. And it was funny. Now, let me tell you this. I talked to 3 of my Morehouse brothers yesterday. So today's Thursday. It was yesterday, Wednesday, yes. And I noticed none of them wanted to go to graduation. I thought it was just me, but none of them are excited about graduation. And these are not people that are right-leaning, Trump, MAGA supporters. These are probably centrist, dare I even say liberals. And none of them are excited about graduation. Everybody's going to like the reunion picnic. They're going to go take class pictures, maybe the day party, but nobody's excited about graduation. And I think that is telling. Oh, that's telling. I think that's such a telling story. So anyway, if you're new to this channel, my name is Jason. I am a Morehouse alumni, class of 99. I give social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective. And I'm having a discussion with some of my brothers because, like I said, my brother Eric twisted my arm and said, you gotta go to reunion, even if you just go to the picnic, even if you just go and take class pictures. And I said, you know what, I might do that. I would feel better with my taking my family to see to class pictures and such, and the picnic rather than I don't know. I don't feel good about graduation, and a lot of people don't feel good about graduation. That is the wild part. There's not a lot of people excited about it, and it's not just for the reasons that I'm not excited about it, because as somebody said, it's a multifaceted conversation, right? It's complicated. It is complicated, but there's a lot of people who are not interested in Biden speaking at Morehouse College, and for whatever reason. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, well, appreciate y'all. Thank you. I will definitely, I've reached out to Mark to see if we can coordinate it, and I'll make sure you all know. Since Biden is supposed to be coming to Atlanta on the 19th, which is, what's that, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now? Because next week is Mother's Day, and then the following week, right, the 19th. And I figured before then, so it'll probably be the week after Mother's Day. As soon as we can nail down the time, I'll make sure you all know all that kind of good stuff, and we can have a good discussion, because he definitely is passionate about it. He's a smart guy. No disrespect to him at all. I think that's why we're gonna have a good conversation, because we've had good conversations before. So I would love to hear his thought process about it, and maybe explain it out, and maybe help us all come to a different point of view and perspective. So that's that. But no matter what, I will be doing that before, somehow or another, because I do have another video I want to talk about, centered around that whole idea of Morehouse College and such like that. So I do have another live stream. I might do that tomorrow. I got the stuff already queued up, so you might be surprised. You might be surprised to get another video in a couple of hours. But I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, every last one of you. It looks like some roughly 80, 90 people were watching the video at one time. That's amazing. Yeah, look at Lou in the building. There's my brother Lou. What's going on, Lou? Is this live? Come on, brother. Come on, man. It's live, baby. Aren't I always up late at night? No, absolutely not. But I appreciate it, man. We had looks like 80, almost 90 people watching at one point. That's amazing, because I really do appreciate you all, because it is bedtime. My guy, don't you understand? It's well past my bedtime. I'm 3 hours over. I appreciate that y'all find value in this. I appreciate your support and encouragement and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you so much for what you all do. Thank you so much for making the live chat, keeping it live. Y'all keep the live chat going. And I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. I said I was going to do it for the people in the other time zones, and I'm glad that y'all found value in it. Because, I've got people watching this channel that are in Singapore and UK, the Philippines, of course, way out in California, all that stuff. And I said, one day I'm going to do a live stream super late so that it's not as late for those other people. And lo and behold, here we are. I'm having a great time. Now, granted, I'm holding my eyes up with prayer. My eyelids are open with prayer, but hey, it is what it is. Let me turn the light up some. Wake me up some. Wake up, boy. Wake up, man. But that's crazy. There we go. Yeah, I'm blowing their minds tonight. I'm blowing their minds. But again, I do want to say thank you. I appreciate all of y'all. This is a lot of fun, and I'm glad that you find value in it. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you to all of the supporters. Why y'all coming in here acting like this? See, I'm doing it for y'all, Nakia. Nakia, I'm doing it for y'all. I'm doing it for y'all. For y'all West Coast Avengers. I'm doing it for y'all. Oh, man. Oh, Shara, don't say that to me. Because it's true, though. It's true. Where did all these people, where did all y'all come from? Yeah, I said I was going to try to hang out late. This is well past my bedtime. Is this real? Stop it, Violet. Stop it. Hey, by the way, Violet Chikune from Berean Babes podcast, as well as her husband, Lou from Seek Things Above TV. Y'all can drop your links in the chat, or if the moderators would, that would be great. There's a fantastic couple that give beautiful content. Lou talks a lot about culturalisms, as well as Berean Babes does as well. So if y'all could check them out, that would be great. Let them know that Dear World Christian sent you. Tell them the Night Owl sent you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put an owl in the chat. That's something I've never done. I'll put an owl in the chat if I can find it with my glasses off. Oh, I found one. There it is right there. All right, there it is right there. Okay, I'm gonna get on task. I promise you. Well, I'm glad the night owls appreciate me. I'm glad somebody does. Is this real? Yeah, it's real, Violet. Check, has he been hacked? Come on now. Come on. Now, granted, I'm going to be a mess tomorrow morning now. I ain't going to be worth two pennies tomorrow. I'm sitting here cracking jokes. It is almost midnight. I am not going to be worth anything tomorrow. There we go. There go my little owls. There we go. Night owls in the building. But yeah, I do appreciate y'all. Oh, no, that's not what I want. I don't want, no. I was just trying to do, oh, no, I don't want to do any symbolism, except the symbol of the fact that I'm staying up too late. That's the only symbol I got. Good to see you, Mark. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Violet. I appreciate you. You giving me a super chat because I stayed up late. I appreciate you. I do appreciate it. But yeah, the whole goal was to just connect with some of the people that I usually miss out with, like Nakia. I miss out with Shara and them because it's usually super, I guess it's super early on their time because they're on the West Coast. And I just said, hey, just shout out to some of the people like Nurse Janet over in the UK. And I got some people in the Philippines and South Africa. This is amazing. So when I see these people chime in from different places, or I get an email from somebody that was in a different time zone, it means a lot. Because it's amazing that y'all find value in what I'm talking about, that you'd want to come and holler at me. So I really do appreciate it. So so that's why I did this. So, and this was fun. This wasn't that bad at all. I might do it on a Friday next time so I can sleep in late on Saturday. But, hey, we're learning. We're learning. But I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so much. Lots of you checked in. I appreciate you. Check out the link for the full video, and as well as the full complaint from Misha Mainor is down in the description down below. You can check that out. And I'll also make sure that link for the press conference with the full impact statement and stuff is down there as well. So everybody, I appreciate y'all. Y'all the best. Absolute best. Thank you so much, moderators and everybody else. Let's do this again real soon. Until then, everybody, God bless y'all. Grace and peace. Take care.